NeuroGraphica, wisdom inspired by Bronfenbrenner's ecological theory. This composition delves into a specific challenge one may be facing and examines the multiple layers that may be influencing or perpetuating the issue. Starting with the individual in the center circle with their challenge, the composition explores the various systems affecting the individual and reveals that the challenge often lies not within the individual themselves, but in the external systems influencing it. Through this composition, we look beyond ourselves to investigate the external factors contributing to the challenges that we face. American psychologist Bronfenbrenner was critical of previous theories of child development. He recognized multiple aspects of a developing child's life interact with and affect the child. His work looked beyond individual development, considering wider influencing factors and the developmental context. He suggested that a person's environment is a nested arrangement of structures, each contained within the next. He organized them in order of how much of an impact they have on an individual, and he named these structures as follows. The Microsystem. This includes the things that have direct contact with the individual in their immediate environment, such as parents, siblings, spouses, significant others, teachers, mentors, school peers, so on. Relationships in a microsystem are biodirectional, meaning other people can influence the individual in their environment and are also capable of changing the beliefs and actions of other people. Furthermore, the person's reactions to the individuals in their microsystem can influence how they treat them in return. The interactions within the microsystem are often very personal and are crucial for fostering and supporting the individual's development of their lived experience. The Mesosystem. This encompasses their interactions between the person's microsystems. The Mesosystem is where the individual's microsystems do not function independently, but are interconnected and assert influence upon one another. For instance, if a parent communicates with their child and complains about their ex-spouse, this interaction may influence the child's opinion about their other parent, and therefore will affect their lived experience and the relationship they have with the other parent. The Exosystem. This incorporates other formal and informal social structures, which do not themselves contain the person, but indirectly influence them as they affect one of the microsystems. Examples of exosystems include the neighborhood, a significant others or a parent's workplace, or the mass media. These environments in which the person is not involved and are external to their experience may affect them anyway. An instance of exosystem affecting the child's development could be if one of the parents had a dispute with their boss at work. The parent may come home and have a short temper with the child as a result of something that happened in the workplace, and this will have a negative impact on the child. The Macrosystem. The Macrosystem focuses on how cultural elements such as socioeconomic status, wealth, poverty, and ethnicity affect an individual's development. Thus, a culture that individuals are immersed in may influence their beliefs and perceptions about events that transpire in their life. The macrosystem differs from the previous exosystem as it does not refer to the specific environments of one developing child, but the already established society and culture in which the child is developing. For example, a child living in a third world country would experience a very different development than one living in a first world country. The Chronosystem. The Chronosystem consists of all of the environmental changes that occur over a lifetime, which influence development, including major life transitions and historical events. These can include normal life transitions such as starting a school, but can also include non-normative life transitions such as a global pandemic, a war, and so on. Because the 5 systems are interrelated, the influence of one system on a person's development or lived experiences depends on its relationship with the others. Now, using NeuroGraphica, let's explore a composition that I have created inspired by this theory. Feel free to use the 2 minutes stream of consciousness writing or go directly to the paper. Illustrate a circle in the center of the page representing yourself, and then the catharsis, which represents the challenge or problem that you're facing. Continue illustrating concentric circles, each one representing a different part of your system that is impacting your challenge. Be sure to neurograph each circle, and while doing so, connect to your somatic sensations, your intellectual thoughts, as well as any emotions that may be emerging for you. We are only using Bronfenbrenner's ecological system as inspiration. Therefore, each circle does not have to fit exactly into the systems that Bronfenbrenner suggested. Begin to blend your catharsis lines into the system. Harmonize all sharp angles, and while doing so, contemplate how you may be able to resource yourself or resolve any of the conflicts that you may be feeling around the challenge you are contending with. Begin bringing neurolines out from the catharsis towards the edge of the page, reaching out for support and guidance. Conversely, bring neurolines from the outer edge of the page back towards the catharsis, representing support coming towards you and your challenge. Remember to always round out and harmonize any sharp angles that are obvious to you. Next, we archetype by coloring in 2 or more shapes side by side in the same color. Use colors that feel resonant and speak to the challenge. We then add in the field lines. And once this has been completed, find an area on your page that really speaks to you, and this will become your focus. Perhaps some insights have emerged and you have received some wisdom. Remember to always harmonize and soften all edges that the field lines and the focus have intersected with. Finally, the last step is stylization. You want this piece to be aesthetically pleasing to you, ensuring that the neural pathways of your brain have been activated. I called this piece Wisdom, as the concentric circles reminded me of the interior of a tree trunk and all the circles that a tree develops over time as it ages. I hope that you found this composition to be supportive. If anyone is interested in reaching out to me, you'll find all my contact details below this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.